A lot of people have been asking me for budget deck options for the people who don't want to spend too much on packs, or maybe they just started playing Hearthstone and they want to play something new, something fresh for the new expansion without too much of an investment. So I came up with 3 decks here that should do pretty well. I was playing them off stream and they were doing just fine. Now these decks are not going to perform as good as non-budget decks with no dust restrictions, but you should be able to win most of your games if you play them right. And if you draw right, I guess. A lot of these decks do revolve around Voracious Reader. This card is so good, and in a few of these it's like the only rare card, but this is definitely worth a craft. 100 dust. I think this is actually gonna be used a lot in aggro decks and may actually warrant a nerf at some point, so you'd get your dust back. But yeah, Voracious Reader really opens us up to be more aggressive. Budget decks are going to be more aggressive. Control decks tend to be a little bit more expensive. I don't know why. That's just the way it's always been. So I'm going to start with this budget secret hunter list. It's got a lot of beast synergies going on. And this one was kind of hard to turn into a budget deck. I'm going to show the non-budget deck here. And this was absolutely killing it for me. Really not that expensive. So at least compared to everything these days. If you have most of these cards, you might want to try this list out. But for the budget version, we have a really low curve, a lot of 1-drops, a few 2-drops, really banking off that Phase Stalker to get those secrets out. And then we have Voracious Reader because it'll draw cards, and since our cards are so cheap, we could just dump those cards and draw more cards. Now the hardest part here is going to be consistently drawing your Voracious Reader, and in order to help out with that a little bit, we do have these trackings. So use those trackings, find the reader, play the reader, draw more cards, and just constantly cycle and put things in your opponent's face. I do recommend switching the secrets around a little bit to the meta that you're seeing. Maybe you're not seeing any druids or paladins. You don't want that pressure plate. Maybe you want an extra explosive trap if you're seeing a lot of these wide boards. Maybe you want an extra freezing trap and you drop your explosive because you're not seeing any wide boards. But yeah, all in all, this deck feels great. One of the main upgrades I would do is dropping that sharpshooter for the fresh scent. Fresh scent is so good. It's like old extra arms, and most of your minions are beasts, so really getting to capitalize on that feels good. So let's jump into this next deck. This is a Gibberling druid, and I call it budget, but it's the best Gibberling druid there is. It plays like old style of token druid, where you're just throwing all these cheap minions on the board and cycling through your deck with that reader, and then you buff them up with your Blessing of the Ancients. 3 mana +1/+1. You can do it twice. Maybe use a Savage Roar if you stick your board to punch your opponent in the face and finally kill them. You have Nature's Studies to find maybe even more buffs. We have Power of the Wild for a buff as well. And it's just very difficult for your opponent to deal with these wide boards. There's not that many decks that are running AoE right now. Things might change, but like Paladins are cut in Consecration, so a lot of these aggro wide decks should perform fairly decently. One of my favorite cards here is Adorable Infestation, being able to buff up your Gibberling, which is going to make another Gibberling with that spell burst, and maybe you innervate, you make another Gibberling. Tons of Gibberlings on the board everywhere. You could just pop off with the Nature Studies and everything like that. But back to the Infestation, maybe you use this on your Shield Bearer, and all of a sudden it's got +1/+1, and it's a 1/5. That's a pretty solid thing. It can protect the rest of your minions, allowing them to just get that chip damage in there. Stick a board, hit them with the roar, and kind of just end the game relatively quickly. All right, so this next deck, I'm going to show the non-budget version, and this is Gallen's Flinger Rogue, and it's really good. He's been crushing it with it. I've seen a lot of people crushing it with this list, but it does have that Edwin Van Cleef, man. And it's also got Frenzied Fellwing, and that's a adventure card. Van Cleef is legendary, obviously, so I went ahead and I dropped the Van Cleef for an SI7 agent. Got an okay body. Sometimes you might end up playing it as a 3/3, but generally you'll be able to do 2 damage either to your opponent's face or to a minion. We went ahead and dropped both Fellwings for Intrepid Initiates, because these are going to be 1 mana 3/2s. And again, you really want to bank on getting that Voracious Reader. Now, Secret Passage can find the Voracious Reader, and oh god, I forgot to touch on this. Secret Passage is an epic card. Okay, I think this is such a good rogue card. If you are a budget player, but you plan on playing rogue for the next 2 years, I think Secret Passage is definitely a safe craft. It is so good. I think you're going to see it in, I think, every rogue deck really until it rotates. So if you opened one Secret Passage already, maybe it's worth getting the dust for a second one, playing an aggressive deck like this. And then not only do we have the reader for insane draw, but we also have those Secret Passages. So they help one another. Maybe you didn't draw the passage, but you got the reader pulls the passage, or maybe find the passage, play the passage, find the reader, play the reader. So yeah, also Pen Flinger, always a lot of fun. You can go Pen Flinger, you know, a Sinister Strike into Pen Flinger again, boom, 5 damage, or Pen Eva's Pen for 6 damage. A lot of damage you can do over the top here. And if you decide to go non-budget, those Fellwings are 0 mana 3/2s generally. And Edwin Van Cleef, also always a strong rogue card. So if you're going for a budget rogue build, I do think Gallon's Flinger Rogue is probably a safe-ish craft because it's not too expensive. The crafts you're making are, I guess, mostly Edwin and Secret Passage. And the Fellwing. So the Fellwing's a little bit iffy. But yeah, there are 3 solid decks. I think you guys should get some good use out of those. I tried to keep these decks under 2,000 dust. You know, getting a couple at only 1,400 is pretty solid. If you are a budget player, it does seem like Voracious Reader is just a must craft. Again, super, super wise use of dust. You can slot it in almost anything with a low curve, and it just makes the deck so much better. 2 mana, draw 3, and if they don't deal with it, you draw a few more again. Or sometimes just using as a 2 mana, draw 2. It's just so good, man. It's so good. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to hit it with a thumbs up if you did. That's it. Good luck on ladder and stay hydrated.